Is it moving? No, it's moving very slowly. Oh, now it's going really fast all of a sudden.
Oh,
It was like,
we're live. We're live.
Are we live already?
Yeah, it says it does not show up on your screen.
Meeting is now. Oh, so I've got to turn the sound off. Okay, that was also part of the live. That was already live, even though.
What do you mean turn the sound off?
So I've got YouTube on another channel, on another tab, and so that I can hear it. So I'm turning the sound off that one. But we are live, so I'm going to just go there and share it onto my. Also, live already? That was already live, even though it also caught the bit that we just did.
That's okay.
Okay.
We're fine. It is attempt one.
I'm gonna put it on Facebook. Do you want to put it around?
Yeah, we got a couple minutes.
Yeah.
To give me the option to share that. Top chat, pop out chat. Da, da, da. Share.
It always saves me with the stupidest face. Always, not funny. Always. Any Facebook, any Instagram, any LinkedIn, any video, it always makes a thumbnail.
I think
I look like an idiot.
I think what we need to do is I'm still getting a feedback. Is that off yours?
Yeah. Turn it off. Okay.
What we need to do is just like before we hit record, and then just sit still for like 10 minutes. You know?
Weren't we going to do that?
No, I meant sit still as in like just smile and just pose for like 3 minutes.
Oh, I thought you meant we were supposed to tune in and do our.
No, we're gonna. But
okay.
No, I'm saying we should just pose, and then that way.
Oh God! Now this is on Facebook like that.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why we should just post, and then that way.
I get you. I get you.
Oh dear.
Never mind. You live and you learn. That's how we do. So we're about a minute to our launch time. Okay, so I've shared it on Facebook.
What do we
oh
want?
my God, look at my face. Always does that.
You know, you're live. Just a reminder.
Oh yeah. Okay, so.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. On air. What? Airing. Not oring. We are oring. We're oring now. On air.
I always had a dream to have my own TV show. Now it's like, oh, this is pretty easy to
listen, these days, I feel like this is the closest that we're going to get to it right now. And
I think so.
That's how I felt. I was like, this is a show, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Let's put on the link. Paste. Except they can't copy this link.
Okay. It's 3 p.m. It's 3 p.m.
Are
you ready?
Join us. Yeah, I'm just inviting people if, decide to come. Join us. Link in bio.
Okay. How do I see if... Oh, okay, if I watch on here. All right. Let's go.
All right.
Well, hello, welcome.
Hello.
Rita. Hello, anyone who ever watches this ever in the history of existence, because this is now on the internet. And as we just learned, it's very hard to delete things from the internet. And even when you think you deleted something, it still shows up in Google. So this will be here for a long time. And hopefully it's going to be fun for people to watch. And hopefully people are going to enjoy it. And what are we doing? Why are we doing this? What are we doing, Ree? Let's just give a little spiel.
All right. Do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking we didn't really get into our innocence. I don't know where we're working from right now. How about we just start it off with a little walkthrough meditation, which you do best, and let's go from there. I would say if you guys are driving, do not close your eyes because, yeah, no, it's just not safe.
Okay, all right, we can do a little bit of vibing. Actually, it's a really good point because right now we're like all over the place, and often we go into life all over the place all the time, in everything that we do, and we're rushing around and we're like distracted, and our heads are all sort of fuzzy, and it's really important actually to take time throughout your day to stop and actually center yourself and ground yourself and come back to the center of your own being. And one of the best ways to do that is to close your eyes, not if you're driving, and just take a few deep breaths. And when I say deep breaths, it's really important that you actually breathe into the base of your belly, not into the top of your chest or even around the middle. Healthy breathing goes all the way down into the abdomen. And we don't breathe like that. That's why we're all so messed up with our stress and anxiety, because we don't breathe properly. And so it's good to sit down and just consciously breathe deeply, slowly into the base of your belly. And slow, conscious breaths back out. And often what happens is your mind is like, I ain't got time for this. What's this nonsense? I got work to do. I got things to say. But self-mastery is about taming that mind and being able to bring it back to what you want it to do right now, not what it wants to do. And what you want it to do is to chill out, relax, and just allow a little bit of space and a little bit of silence. And just drop all the muscles in your body, drop all the thoughts, imagine them, visualize them all just washing away from you. And experience the cleanliness, the emptiness of this space that you've now created, the purity and the presence of this space. And when you're in this space, it's a really good time to set an intention for whatever you know you need to do next. So for us, this would be an intention for this session. So we're just going to call through intuitively an intention, and then we'll both share what it is, and then we'll get going. But you guys, if you're following along, can set an intention for whatever you're about to go into after this. So what's my intention for this session? My intention is to be myself, not to try and parade a show, not to try and be perfect, not to try and say the right thing, do the right thing, not to try and fill every silence with words because I get uncomfortable, and not to try and be anything that I'm not. My intention for this session and every session that we do is to be fully myself, all parts of it. You're going to see it all. That's my intention. Ree, what's your intention?
My intention is to have fun with this. I mean, I'm already feeling it, but I just, again, like and I think I just want it to be natural, like you said. And my intention is really just to enjoy this, and remember that a part of the reason that we're doing this is for us. It's therapeutic for us, and it's therapeutic, for the vibe and energy that we want to create. And whatever comes out of this session, that I think that I want to feel elevated and just, fun, just happy, just that vibe, that energy of fun.
Wonderful. Well, I hope anyone else who is joining along has set their own intentions. And now that we've done that, you can just gently bring your awareness back into the room. Hey, Ree.
Hello.
Hey, people.
Right. Okay, so let's go back to why are we doing
Why are
this?
we doing this? Why are we doing this? So let's have a little bit of a background for people, first of all, anyone who doesn't know me and you. So Rhea and I, we've known each other for what, 15 years, I think, something like that.
Just
So
over.
yeah, so Rhea is the cousin of my sister's husband in Canada, and we met around the wedding times about 15 years ago, and we got on, and we've been friends ever since, and we've gone on many journeys together. And we've both had an interest in personal development and growth, and what is life, why are we here, how does it work, what do we do, and that definitely elevated. I know for me, I've been studying this stuff for about 15 years and teaching it for about 6 years or so in various forms, but we've always talked about this stuff actually quite a lot.
I was gonna say that we didn't always talk about it. I think there was a point, one of the visits, maybe it's 10 years ago, when you came to
Yeah,
Canada, and we went for a drink, a patio,
yeah,
summer day when you could still go outside. And we just started talking about
yeah.
life and things and real stuff, right? And I was like, no way, I believe in this, and this is how I feel. And then our energy level, I remember that conversation, and I went, I didn't know you were into this. And when I say into this, I mean like just the whole spirituality, the universe. Who are we? What are we? What's our purpose? How
Mm,
do you feel? Why do I feel like this? Questioning, things that people don't question often enough.
mm,
And I think that just that shifted the whole kind of connection of our relationship from that moment on. It's been
yeah,
very like,
yeah,
all right, I need to talk. All right, what are we
yeah,
talking about? It wasn't like,
yeah.
oh, I need to call you and complain. A level just shifted. So,
Absolutely. I
yeah.
remember one conversation that was on my balcony in Australia. God, I'd
Oh,
like to be there again. But that was another good conversation. And yeah,
is
as
it?
you say, we've just had them throughout, right? And recently, more so, when I was coaching you for a little while, based on some work that we've been doing, that I'm sure we're going to share lots of with you guys, because it's been an absolutely ridiculously amazing, magical journey. We've both been training in a certain modality of personal development that is absolutely stunningly beautiful and magical and creative and wonderful, and we're just loving it. And it's something that we use a lot, and it helps us through a lot of our own challenges. Helps us see the world in a different way, helps us see ourselves in a different way. And so I'm sure we'll be sharing lots of that stuff with you guys, because that's also part of this, right? Is we want to share with you what works for us, tools, techniques, and things like that works for us in getting through life. Because what is life even? I don't know why we're here. I don't understand it. It annoys me a lot of the time as well. And I'm like, I want to do this and I can't do it. And there's so much stuff going on all the time. And so really, self-mastery, I think that's the journey that we're both on. It's the self-mastery. How do I master myself in this crazy thing called life? And that's what we're going to be talking about, right?
Yeah, just to give you a little background, I mean, I haven't been studying this for 15 years, but I've been lucky enough to be really connected through my mom, and just kind of always been on that higher level of things, and just, thinking from yourself, and connecting with yourself, and meditation. And I studied to be a yoga teacher in India, and that, I think that was my life-changing moment, that really, and for people who know me will say like that changed my life. It changed my life, and then kind of hit another turning point 6 months ago when, Pinky actually didn't actually introduce the course to me, and wasn't like, you need to do this course, because I wish she had the first time around. But it was just a course she was taking. And you've done a lot of courses, P. And I've done a few myself, but nothing resonated like this one. And let me tell you, like, this is something that she was just talking about, and I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. I'm a very logical person, I'd like to think. And it just hit. It just connected, and I did the course. And again, things are gonna unfold, and I want to talk about my traumas and things I went through. And people would say I'm a really happy person, and I'm a pretty positive person, but there were tragedies and traumas that I was suffering from that I didn't even realize until they kind of opened up, and I went, wow, this
Yeah.
course changed my life. I mean, usually we'd probably be doing this over. I'd have a Guinness over here or something, glass of wine for sure. I'm sure we'd do one session one day, someday, with some wine. But right now, the thought of even having a drink freaks me out, because I'm like, I'm gonna be wasted off one drink.
Yeah.
This whole year, I haven't touched alcohol.
Mm.
Never wanted to give it up. It was never something where I was like, oh, I need to stop drinking. But I guess subconsciously, everything that I really wanted subconsciously, I was
Mm.
able to manifest without consciously manifesting it, and
Yeah,
that's the magic of this course. It
I
just gives
think
you the
so.
thing.
I think this is something I've noticed in my life as well, is when you elevate your consciousness and your energy and your spirit, the heavy stuff falls away naturally.
Mm.
So alcohol is a heavy thing. Oh, that's not a pure spirit. Not saying don't drink like I drink. I haven't had a drink since Christmas Eve, but I don't drink much anyway. But the point is, it happens very naturally. And I think that's what this course did, because we spent so much time in our spirit, in our energy, in our intuition, in our greatness, in our high vibration, that those things just naturally fall away. You don't need to then fight them and fix them and, oh, I've got to stop drinking, I've got to stop doing this. It just feels very natural, and you don't even have to try. And that's the amazing thing, and that's what this course is about, is that it really is about realizing that life is meant to be flow and effortless, and it can be, but it's our minds and our egos that stop us from experiencing that. And that's why we go into higher states and we do intuition and work like that. And I kind of feel like, having now talked about this course quite a bit already, that maybe we should actually just tell people what
We
we're talking
probably should.
about, because you may like to do it. I'm sure they're going to be running another free round, because it's an academic, not an academic,
It's
it's a
free.
curriculum.
It's
It
free.
is
It's free.
it is a curriculum. And so obviously the advanced courses which I've done, you do have to pay for and stuff, but the first one, which is free, is amazing and is gold. It's like priceless. It's unbelievable. As I say, it changed my life. It's changed so many people's lives. So I did it through Natural Success Academy, and it's called Create Your Destiny. There are other people out there who teach similar things, but I would recommend this one. We had about a good couple thousand people, I reckon, even more maybe, going through it this round that we just did, where I was team leading. So they're going to do another free one. So just go to, or look for a guy called William Whitecloud, and you'll see his books, you'll see his website. He's the one that teaches it, basically. So if it sounds like something you'd be interested, I highly recommend you go and have a look. But it's been amazing. It's magical stuff. And this is the thing, some people in life reach a point where it's time. It's time for, they say, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that's sort of one of those moments, right, where student is ready, and you can't necessarily know when it's going to happen for you. And I think it doesn't just happen once, like you're saying, yoga shifted something for you. And for me, similarly, there's been periods throughout my personal development where a certain teaching, a certain experience, or something has just
And it was
shifted
7
me,
years,
shifted me, shifted
it
me.
was 7 years. I did the math, right? And it's been,
So,
I don't know, the shift for me was, I think there's a number, and I don't know if it's 7. I feel like it is.
they do say every 7 years you go to another cycle or another stage. I've heard of that. I don't know, maybe, don't know, but yeah, it's possible. So yeah, it's all about growth. And for me, that's my life and my work. I don't know why, it just is. And I think not everyone's into it, but if you are, this is the place you want to be, because that's what we're going to be talking about. So should we do a little bit of our what did we have for our few?
A quick fire?
Yeah, quick fire.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. I just want to mention one more thing about
Go for
in terms of the course. We'll share like the name of the course and stuff on our Instagram or whatever. And if you want to know more, just leave us a comment. Hopefully, we're gonna have a page for Rhea and P Try and Do Life, which we'll be changing it over to. But that way, you can just direct your comments, for Rhea and P, and of course connect with us through our individual pages as well if you have any other questions. My page, just in case you're wondering what it's about, I'm not here to teach you life lessons, but I'm here to help in a way, because I feel like, again, that's just my calling. It's what I want to do. I want to help. And one, by helping myself, I've already helped and been of service. But I believe in natural stuff and natural healing and natural remedies and things like, just sound healing and music, and the importance of like the food that we eat, and, essential oils, and using just anything that we have to our disposal, as opposed to like going and buying a $60 like balm for your pimple, where you can heal it with so many other things, little just tips and tricks and skincare and self-care and taking care of you, which is, mine's more external, I think, and Pinky's is more internal. And it's just, that's what brings us together. Yeah. Would you say that? Oh no. We've got a freeze. I don't know which one of us you can hear. Probably her, because she's recording. Yeah. It's probably going to be on your side because you're recording.
It's always my side, because my internet is rubbish.
But I mean, you will probably still move. That's what I saw in the video. But
Oh,
what's the last thing you heard?
uh,
Basically, what I said is
taking care of you.
I work on the external, and
Mm,
he works on the internal, and I think
mm.
that's what brings us really, together well, and
Yep.
kind of like a package. So yeah, all right. Quick fire, you ready?
A package of greatness. Quick fire, go, go, go.
All right.
I like this game. I'm excited.
Emotion of the day.
Emotion of the day. Whatever emotion that is. Anxiety.
Oh my God, anxiety.
Anxiety is my emotion of the day. Yeah.
Me
Okay,
too.
next.
That's what I had. That was anxiety. All right. Fear of the day.
Fear of the day is, oh my God, you don't have a clue what you're doing. What are you even trying to do? You have no idea what you're doing. That's my fear. I just don't know what I'm doing.
What's your fear? What's the fear?
That I don't know what I'm doing in my work, particularly in my life, in generally. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's literally it.
Okay.
What's yours?
In life today, right now.
Just whatever comes to you intuitively. What's your fear?
Oh, my fear of the day is all of it. The anxiety, just choking up.
All right, we're doing well. People are going to be coming to us for like advice and stuff because. Yeah. Okay, what's the next question?
Yeah. Okay. Gratitude.
Gratitude. What am I grateful for today? I'm grateful for the fact that I'm alive and I'm breathing and I'm here, and I'm okay. I'm safe. I've got everything I need. I don't need for anything in this very moment. I have absolutely everything I can possibly need to be alive, and then some. And I'm grateful for that.
You know what? I'm grateful for two things today, and there's two things that just come to me, and I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful that we're here together, and that this worked out. And we've been trying to do something for a while, but I'm grateful that I can that you're here and we elevate each other's energy. And I don't care if anyone watches this. I really hope they do, because it's so much fun, and it will be, and more as we go along.
Yeah.
As we find our steps, I guess, on our way. But
our flow.
I'm grateful for you, our flow. I'm grateful for my kiddos. Man, I just had the best, and I think that's, I'm grateful for them because I just connected with all of them today. It's like they knew something was happening, and maybe it has to do with the 555, which we'll talk about, but they were just, usually I have some classes where I'm like, oh, why are you being so 5-year-old right now? Yeah. Just to give you guys a background, I teach English to kids in China online, and it can be difficult. And I have a lot of regulars, and I've been doing it for a long time. But there's days where you're just like, yeah, no, today was, they knew. It's like they knew the vibes. They had the vibes. They were like the best kids. Even my naughty kids were so good today. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what's happening. I'm not going to question it. I'm grateful for you guys. Yeah. And they just set the intention of just a great, calm day.
Nice. So, well, some would say that you created that, but that's a whole nother level of depth that maybe not right now. I don't know.
I was going to go into that because I was like, I did create that because I felt it.
That.
And again,
you created that.
But I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for them to help me realize that I created that.
Absolutely. And still we should, be grateful for that energy and that presence. I love that. That's awesome. Yeah. Out of all those things, what comes to your surface of light? Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about anxiety.
Yes, I knew. I was like, that's the word that was straight in my face. Is anxiety. Talk about it.
I know, we're just like, we're so happy and everything's so
oh God.
Anxiety, and that comes down to so many people. I just want to say, recognizing that you might be out there going, oh, everything's so wonderful and hunky-dory and do, and really your inside is just screaming anxiety, which is
and it's this undertone. For me, it's like this undertone, like, which I can become really numb to because it becomes normal. And so you don't notice that it's this undertone. You're going through your day and there's just this hum of like, oh, disease, something's not right. Oh, there's some kind of threat in the air. There's some tension, agitation, mind is buzzing. It's really a horrible feeling. I don't like it at all.
And that's the thing. It is a hum. It's literally a constant background noise that you get used to.
Yeah.
But we choose to ignore it. So let's go into it.
because it becomes normal, right? You know, like if you have like if you like damaged your knee or something, then you walk differently to compensate, and then that becomes your normal walk. But it's not healthy and it's not right. It's not good for you, but it just becomes, it's the same with anxiety. It's like, oh, I'm carrying all this hum of horribleness and tension in my body, and it just becomes normal. It's not good for you. It's not right, but it becomes normal. So anxiety. So let's have a little look at that. So we're going to do a little circle. So for you guys, if you do the course that we spoke about, you'll understand what circles are, but you need to go and do the training there for that. But essentially, I'll give you a little bit of a snippet into that. And a circle essentially is an intuitive space that you create in your mind to set an intention, to direct your mind to focus on a specific thing, because it's always going all over the place. So you really need to learn to focus your mind. And when you get into that focus, you get into a circle and you set an intention. You then do an intuitive unraveling and receiving of truth and information and wisdom, which is always there for you. Intuition is the stuff that your mind perceives before you actually start thinking about it. Everyone is very intuitive, they just don't know it. And it's magic, and it's amazing wisdom and knowledge that is always there. So when we talk about anxiety, we don't want to talk about it from the state of the mind that is anxious, because it's just going to bat around more and more nonsense. But clarity and wisdom comes from the intuitive space. So we're going to talk about our anxiety from the intuitive space. So I want you to we're both going to do this because we're going to share our own stuff around our anxiety. And we're going to go straight into it. I just want you to imagine in front of your self, in your mind's eye, is a circle. And I want you to really solidify that circle in your mind, like draw around it, trace around it. It could be any color, any shape, any size, and make it a really strong circle. And then I want you to label that circle, which is, what's the truth of my anxiety? Like, what is this? What do I need to learn about this? What's the truth of my anxiety? And then you're going to step into that. Imagine yourself stepping through that circle, and then just talk. What's obvious to you about your anxiety? What's really going on here?
Oh man, I just see it in like big bold letters, and I'm like scared to step into it. Just, you know what, the first thing that just flows at me is just failure. Just failure. Like, this is just, what if this just fails? Like, what if I can't be real? What if I don't know what I'm talking about? Like, everything that I know, like, what if I just appear really stupid and dumb and don't know what I'm saying, and what I'm talking about? What if people think that I suck? What are people looking at me as? None of it has to do with appearance. I'm trying to tap into that, but it's more just my words. Like, what if it just, people just think it's nonsense? What if nobody cares? What if I'm not important? What if, I keep saying that this is for me, for us, but really it's got a deeper meaning behind it. What if I'm not being true to what I really want to do? What if I'm lying to myself? Oh my goodness, all these questions, and the questions without answers are what create the anxiety, right?
Nice.
Yeah. I never thought of it that way. Questions without answers, questions without answers create anxiety.
I love that. Oh, write that down. I'm writing it down, but I wrote it down really messy, so it doesn't actually make sense on the page. So make sure you write it down. Questions without answers create anxiety. And what comes to me about that is that questions without answers create anxiety to your egoic mind, but are very beautiful and liberating and transcendental when they're pondered by your soul and your truth and your intuition. Because there's many questions that don't have answers, and that's what we're here for. Is that the unknown, the beauty of the unfolding and the unknown is where we really come from. And so there aren't any answers and correct answers, and that's the beautiful thing from a higher state. But yeah, questions without answers to your mind, to your ego, create anxiety because you need to know the answers. I love that. Okay, I'm going to tune into my anxiety. What's going on here? What's obvious to me about my anxiety is that I'm just like a jittery little wreck, and I'm like, I have so many different plates spinning and things to do, and it's all a bit of a mess and it's all over the place. So I feel like I have no control. Lack of control makes me feel anxious. I want to control everything. I feel like I'm not organized. I feel like I'm not focused. And I feel like it's all just like little bits of mess that are not actually coming together to create anything in my life that actually is a coherent thing that I'm actually trying to create that fits together. It's confusion, it's lack of control, lack of organization. And what else is obvious about my anxiety is it's really like I'm not capable. It's like I've got all this mess and I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to sort it out. I don't know how to organize it. I don't know how to get things done better. And so the underlying belief that I have about that is that I am not capable. I can't do this. Look at all this stuff. Look at this. I can't do this. Like, who do I think I am to think that I can create the life I want, the work I want, the dreams I want? Like, I can't do this. And so really it's the anxiety around I'm not capable of doing what I'm trying to do.
Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. So, I mean, I got some stuff when you were talking. You want me to tap into yours first, and then?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Okay. So, you know what? I'm all of that. The underlying message that I got from that, and when you're speaking, is just you're not planned. This is the first thing that you're just kind of doing on a whim. You're just taking a risk, right? And risks are unplanned, and we don't know how they're going to add up, and it's not 2 + 2 = 4, and we don't really know if we're working with numbers and algebra and things, and where's this going to go, and what's the end result. And I think that's kind of, as much as we're like, let's just do it, let's just do this, a lot of you and what's coming out from your ego and the anxious place is, I don't know where it's going. But deeper than that, what I'm getting is the reason that you need that planning and want that planning based on your beliefs and values and the way you've been doing things your whole life is because you nailed it, the unworthiness. So anytime you start something new, until you get reassurance, because at the end of the day, what you're looking for is the reassurance. And right now you haven't gotten any. And if there's no reassurance, then is it really worth it? Are you doing something that's worthwhile? Are you worthy of it? No, you can't start anything new because you can't actually do anything new that's going to be benefit, that's going to be a hit, or that's going to be great, or that's going to be helpful to people. Right? You're just that belief, and that's giving you the anxiety because, well, you know what, maybe I shouldn't start it anyway, and maybe I should plan some more. Maybe I'm not planned, and you know what, maybe it's because there's a mess on my bed, and maybe it's because there's a piece of wall paint that's chipped, and maybe that caused all of this. But really, it's because I don't feel that I am going to be good at what I do. And I'm just going to question it and blame everything else now, because that way, if I fail, well, I knew I wasn't worthy of it anyway.
Interesting. I feel a lot of pull towards as well there's a reassurance, definitely. I'm always measuring myself. I think that's part of the problem. I'm always measuring, how much have I done? How much did I succeed? How much successful was it? How much did it work? How much money? How much this? How much that? And that's just a never-ending game because numbers never end, right? And that creates a lot of anxiety. And I think what also really just felt really strong for me is my need to control. Because like you say, we're just going on a whim. I don't have any control. And that's really scary for me. Because control is a mechanism that we use to try and make ourselves feel better. But the reality is you can't control many things in life. And actually the beauty of letting the unknown unfold and going with the flow, but not in like a weak way, but in a truly inspired way, letting life unfold, letting magic unfold, letting creativity unfold. That's actually where the power is. That's where the amazing things happen in life. But I need to control, because I feel like if things aren't controlled, it's going to go bad. And I guess that's probably why I ended up with a lot of my career doing like project management and stuff like that, and running projects. And because I'm like, I'm controlling everything and everyone, you will do it the way that I say.
I have the power.
And if I can just keep it all together in exactly the way that I think it should be, and it never changes, then I'll be okay. But that's impossible.
But when you come out of that bubble, right? That's the bubble we live in. Like, it's just like so perfect. And it's like, no, the only thing you can control, and that's what is you.
Exactly. And so on that, can I just tune into where I'm getting from me on my one at the moment, and then we'll go for yours as well. I'm just going to go for it because it's coming through. Is that, can I let go of the need to control? Can I let go? Can I just see all this stuff, see this mess, and just be like, it's okay? And if I tune into that a little bit more, what's obvious about that is that it's really a distraction. It's actually very freeing to be able to see mess and see lack of control and see lack of organization and not hold on to it and not try to fix it and not be in such a state about it. It's not so much that the lack of organization and control and reassurance is a problem. It's the way that I'm perceiving it. It's the way that I'm focusing on it, the way that I'm making it, the way I'm trying to fix it is actually what is creating more tension. And there's really something about surrendering and letting go of this need to control everything, to know everything, to predict everything, to plan everything, to measure everything, and actually just relax into existence and just stop. Oh, just stop, for goodness sake. Just stop. Like there's this idea that if I get it all organized right now in this minute, then suddenly everything will work out perfectly forevermore. That's nonsense anyway. So that's a nonsense idea. So why am I trying to get control of it? Why? Because it's not going to help anyway. It's just a total illusion.
It's a distraction.
It's a distraction. And every time I'm trying to get control of stuff and worry about these things, I'm not spending time doing what I actually love doing, which is creating content and stuff like this and teaching and all that sort of stuff. So all my energy is going into control, which actually is not going to get me what I want anyway. And is taking me away from the thing that is actually going to get me what I want, which is my true work, which is my creativity, my writing, my teaching, and videos and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, I got a couple things I want to touch on after this, but you want to tap into
go for it.
And
which one do you want me to go into? Your
my anxiety, the reason.
Your anxiety. So Rita's anxiety, let's see what's obvious about Rita's anxiety is okay. Yeah, it's a sort of like looking in a lot of different directions, looking around at lots of people and gathering the people and looking at the people. How are they responding to you? How do they like you? Are they watching you? Are they here? Are they feeding back? Do they look happy? Do they look pleased? Do they not? And it's very much a sort of, you're very much outward focused, looking at everybody else, and you're seeking so strongly for their approval, for them to validate you. And you cannot rest, and if you get a little smile, it gives you a little boost and you feel okay, but it's only like a quick boost and then it's gone again. It's next one, and it's never ending. It's a never ending game. And it's a real it just sucks all your energy out of you. It sucks all your creativity, all your soul, all your truth, all your energy. It's like, oh, it's being pulled out of you, and it's almost like you're then trying to get it back by their smile on their face. So it's like you give it away in the first place and then you want them to give it back, and it's like, why are you giving it away in the first place? But that's essentially what I get around the anxiety.
I think you hit it. I think that really resonated, the part where I give away the control, and I think that's where it's so different between me and you, where I should have the control and I should keep the control, but I'm like, you take it. You figure it out and tell me what you think about me, even though I've always gone with, I don't care what people think and I don't care. And right now it's like, I'm not going to lie, I've literally checked like 7 times to see how many people are watching us. Hi everyone. Yeah. And it's just, you're right. That's what it is. So one of the things that really stuck out with me, that kind of just a thought, I guess, right? Was that when we were kids, this is why we go into innocence in our meditation, right? There's innocence meditations out there, and everyone says, think like a child. What would your inner child do? Or never let the inner child in you die. Like, when we were kids, did we plan our days out, our next move? If we saw something on the ground, did we like stop to evaluate, should I touch it? Maybe it's got a virus. Maybe there's a bug that might bite me. Maybe I'll die. Maybe it's poisonous, so I shouldn't touch it. The amount of anxiety I just created in those 4 questions. Whereas this kid is already picked it up, is playing with it. It's like, come look at this.
Yeah.
Kids don't stop. And not to say that they don't, some people argue kids don't know any better, and that's why their parents have to plan for them and do and teach them. Yes, we are a product of what we learn through our lives. That is, every day we see that and see it over and over and over and over again in the way we make decisions and what we do and what we say. And that's the part, just kind of unlearning that, right? Just like that book from Humble the Poet, such a great book. And just, it's all about unlearning everything you've learned. Even William talks about it, letting go of not changing your beliefs, not changing them, but just recognizing that that's what you're doing. So when you go into situations, and not to say, I'm just going to sleep in and not going to work and blah, blah, blah. Having responsibilities, I think, is a slightly different thing. Even as kids, you have responsibilities. You're going to take out the trash. And did you do your chores today? And did you brush your teeth? And did you put your clothes on? Smaller responsibilities versus bigger responsibilities. But I think at the end of the day, as kids, we didn't have stress. I was thinking of this last night. Like, we weren't stressed out. And children these days are getting more and more stressed because of the way we're studying this and that.
I know.
But as children and as beings of the world who come in with absolutely no expectations of anything or anyone, and all of a sudden it's like, well, I'm not going to be nice to you because I was told that I got to be rude to people that are rude to me, and
it's all learned.
That's what we're creating.
Yeah.
And if we just had a little bit, a part of the day where we went, you know what, I'm going to live from my innocence.
Yeah.
I'm literally going to just go into it and just be like, I do it all the time. I put on my rain boots and I go jump in a puddle if it's just rained, and it just brings back, and people look at me like, she's nuts. But the 5 minutes of like energy that I get, because I don't actually care in that moment, genuinely not care what someone thinks. Oh my God, it's freeing.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Like you said, life's easy, right? So that was really big, because the anxiety, I mean, if we didn't need to control things or want to control things and plan, and we even have it, we make it up for us. We create it.
I know. And it's a fine balance, isn't it, between obviously we live in a physical world where we have to do things, and you have to have a little bit of foresight sometimes. Maybe, I don't know, you got to plan your day a little bit. Like, we had to say, well, we got to do this at 3:00, so we couldn't just randomly jump on and hope that we were both on the same time, and we had to have a bit of planning. But it's always about where are you coming from, right? And it's very often not about what you're doing, but where you're coming from, which part of you is in action. So when we were planning, let's do it on this day, let's do it at this time, we weren't coming from it. We were on our vibe. We were in creative vibe when we were having that conversation. We're like, yeah, let's do it on this day because we already had these meetings booked in anyway, so let's use that time, and that's all good. Rather than, oh, well, because we even had this come up a little bit, oh, but what time is everybody else going to be available to watch? I mean, like, oh, people will be at work. And we're just like, whatever. We're doing what we want to do. We're creating when we want to create it. And we were in that flow. So we were coming from that space rather than coming from a need to control or a need to worry about everybody else. And how easy was it? We've done this within a week, dude. It would have taken me, I'll tell you what, I've had access to LinkedIn. I've told you this, LinkedIn live streaming, which I want to do videos on. I've had access for like 3 weeks. I ain't done shit. Why? Because I'm overthinking planning. But then what topics? What will people like? What's popular? What time should I do it? What day should I do it? How many days should I do it? And there's no flow there. There's no creativity there. And look at what we just did this in a week. We literally spoke about it last week or something like that and said, let's do it. And now here we are. And that's that. And you've smashed it on the little videos and everything. You've done all of that just like that. That's the ease, that's the flow, when you act from creativity, inspiration, innocence, childlike fun. That's all we were doing when we were talking about doing this and planning it.
Fun.
It was just fun. And
so
look
fun.
at it, so.
And a phrase that came out of it for me, and tell me what you think about how this sits with you, is control is an illusion to trick our ego.
Yeah.
We don't have control.
Talk more about that. Oh no, you don't at all.
We don't. It just came when you were talking, about all of it, and
control is an illusion. Yeah.
To trick our ego.
I also just want to spend a minute. If anyone watches this and is like, "What are you talking about ego?" Because a lot of people don't necessarily understand what we mean when we say ego, and I used to have a different understanding of what that was. ego out there, we say it's like people with a big ego, right? Like, oh, I'm so great, I'm the best, I'm this, I'm, arrogant. That's actually not ego in the sense that we talk about ego, which is more of a psychological term, which is basically your beliefs and your identity that you create. So you come into this body as a beautiful little soul, and then as soon as you're in this physical experience in the womb and then out of it, you start to create your identity and your beliefs on your map of the world, and also your body. This is your egoic vehicle. It's not your soul, it's not who you are, but it's your egoic vehicle. So when we say ego, it's all of that, all the beliefs. I'm not worthy, I'm this, I'm that, or I have to be perfect, or this is how the world works, this is how the world doesn't work. And who I think I am is what your ego is. So so control is an illusion. What was the last bit of that?
To trick our ego.
To trick our ego, or the control is a trick of the ego. Trick. I don't know if it's a trick. It's a trick, but it's a part of it, isn't it? It's a part of it, which I need to be in control.
We choose to control something because then we tell our ego, right? We tell ourselves, which is our ego. We tell ourselves that it's okay, I got this. It's going to be okay because I have control and I've planned and I've worked hard and it's going to go the way that things are. And our ego goes, yes, it's going to go well. But then when we haven't done any of those things, which is a lack of control, our ego's going, no, we're failing. Because that's where the failure comes from, right? In our ego, we're going, no, we're going to fail. We're going to worry. How are we going to do this? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Right. And it goes into shock.
Yeah.
We're tricking that exact same ego with control and going, yeah, we have control. We're telling it we have control, but we don't.
No,
of an outside situation, we don't, right? We're telling our inside being that we have control of an outside situation. It's a lie. It's a trick. That's what it is. It's a trick.
I heard this thing where someone wrote the word belief, but they highlighted the letters in the middle, L-I-E, because it's B-E-L-I-E-F, and beliefs are lies. Everything that we believe is a lie, and that's a big part of the training we've been doing, right? Is you realize you create all these stories and beliefs about the world that then keep you in this tiny little box that you just repeat over and over again in your life, which is why people have the same issues over and over again for their whole lives and wonder, why does my life never change or get better? It's because you're just repeating your patterns. That's what the ego does. That's how it's designed. That's what it's meant to do. And they don't know that they can step into a higher state of consciousness and act from more of a creative space. But all those beliefs are lies. Like, we create lies when we're young. Like, someone says something to us and we make our own meaning about it and then make it all about us, which is what kids do. And then we decide that's a belief now. I have to be perfect in order to get love. Or, if I'm angry, I will not be loved. I have to suppress my emotions, otherwise I won't be cared for. Or, all these sorts of things.
I definitely agree. It's something we make up, but it's also based on our external factors, right? Like people, like our upbringing and people around us and our situations and circumstances, right? It's like someone beats me all the time because it's conditioning. Literally, it's just conditioning.
It is conditioning, yeah.
It's the way you react to a situation comes from conditioning from your childhood, and that's developed we've learned at a very young age, like before you're 2 even at times, But I did want to mention the one thing from the course, and the reason that I did this course and the reason it stuck with me and that made it different for me. I want to talk about manifestation. And I've always been big on, like, did you ever read the book The Secret? And I think that was one of my big ones. And then so many books since, like literally I can list them. There's hundreds, and you've read, you're on like thousands. You're way ahead of me. But one of the things that I told you, this is what stuck with me, is that he said, William Whitecloud, he said, let's talk about manifestation. We can stand in front of a mirror, right? And every morning you tell yourself, you go, you wake up feeling ugly or whatever. And I'm paraphrasing a bit. You didn't say exactly this, but you basically wake up feeling, not great or ugly or fat or and you stand in front of a mirror. Did my voice just go fishbowl?
No, you're good.
I think my ear just popped. And you're going, you know what? I'm gonna create, like, I'm gonna say these words every day, right? They tell you, say these positive affirmations every day to make yourself feel better. And you're there and you're going, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful inside and out. Whatever words you choose to reassure and tell yourself that you are beautiful, right? And there's times, a lot of times where you're like, oh, you know what? I feel great because I really believe it for this moment. I really, really believe it. But does a person who genuinely knows, they're beautiful, whatever their beauty to them is based on, whether it's external beauty, internal beauty, whatever beauty is to them, if they genuinely thought that they were beautiful, are they going to stand, if they had a day where they weren't feeling beautiful, go, I am beautiful, I'm beautiful? Is a rich person going, I need money, I need money? No, you have that, right? Like, so when a poor person stands there and go, I'm rich, I'm going to create money, I'm going to create money. In your super conscious or your subconscious mind, right? You're standing there and you're actually energizing the fact that you don't have money and you're poor, and that's where it's coming from. And when he said that, I went, no, there's not a lot of teachers, none that I know actually, that talk about manifestation that way. So they're like, be careful with your words and be careful what you say, and just, you really got to believe what you say. And there's more to it. It's not just you can stand there and say, I believe this, but
no, and that's the whole law of attraction thing.
Yeah, you think you believe it, but really underlying reason something totally different.
I think it has validity.
I can't hear you. Your sound's gone.
Oh, hello? Am I there? Am I still here?
I died. Hang on a sec.
Oh. What do you need to do? I don't know why I'm still talking to you, because you can't hear me. Let her do whatever she needs to do. If anyone's watching, give us a little comment. Say hi. Who are you? Where are you? Do you have any questions? Has anything been said that has given you something to think about? What are you going through? What's your emotion of the day? What's your anxiety or your experience of the day? Your fear of the day? You back?
Back, yeah.
No,
sorry.
it's all right.
I knew I went fishbowling. At least you could still hear me. I think it was from my computer, though.
Yeah. Okay. No, I could hear you all the way through. What we're saying, law of attraction. Yeah, no, I think it's really interesting. And The Secret was the very first book that I read. I'd watched some videos and things prior to that, but it was the first book I read 15 years ago that opened up this world, and it was one of those, right, that gave me a shoot up, and then other. Yeah. And so I think it's great because it definitely opened me up to the quantum realm of reality and how everything is energy. And yes, your mind does manifest. But it was very simplified, and it's very like you say, oh, just tell yourself you believe this thing and you'll get it. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that at all. And you're right, actually, until I came across this course and this work, I hadn't seen anyone explain it in the true way and he calls it the mechanics of creating. And actually now I think I watched a video or I read an email from William or something that said something like, well, there's a guy who was in The Secret that's writing a new book, and it's something about, it's not law of attraction, it's law of creation. And that's what we do. We're creating. It's a different thing. It's the mechanics of consciousness and alchemy of creating what you want, not sitting there waiting for yourself to attract it because you just keep repeating it in your brain a few times. I'm not saying that doesn't work. Yes, we do attract things. Yes, we do create synchronicities and whatever, but it's really the law of creation. And I loved that, because that's the difference between this work and anything else I've come across in 15 years that talks about how to create the life you want. They all work on all of those modalities work on the level mostly of the ego, of the mind, of the subconscious, just like reinforcing, like you say, the beliefs that underlie it. And they don't go into how you actually work with consciousness and thinking and mind and thoughts, and actually create a structure in your mind that allows you to create what you want rather than just wait for it to come. So that's the difference. What we're doing is very practical. You can see it on the wall. There's loads of tools up there, because it's a very practical daily way of living, of creating your life and manifesting your life because you create it, rather than I'm just going to wait and say some positive things that I don't really believe. It's great if you believe them, it is helpful, obviously, but because why say, you're not gonna, it's better to say I'm beautiful than say I'm ugly, obviously, but if you actually believe it, and if you believe it, it's great. It's helpful to repeat nice things to yourself, just a little bit of optimism, but generally, most people don't believe it, and so it's
no,
like
and
you'd rather just not say
it. You're masking an underlying belief that's something completely different.
Yeah. Exactly.
And again, you touched on something else. You just keep We just keep on. Remember that moment where we were like, what if we have nothing to talk about?
When has that ever happened in our whole lives, of every minute that we've ever known each other for this whole time ever? Like, seriously.
Can you say that again
Why
backwards?
would that even, why would that idea even come? What if we have nothing to say? Like, do you know who we are? Do you even know us? Like,
hi.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. 555. Let's just talk about what we learned yesterday when we were actually just doing one of our yesterday when we were recording our preview, or the day before, our preview videos for today.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not an expert at all.
I've got the thing open and I can read a bit about it when you're ready.
Yeah, that was cool. So yeah, numbers is very important to many people in the world of personal development, spirituality, consciousness. And whenever you see repeating numbers, 111, 1111, whatever it is, 222, whatever, then people say that has some symbolism and some meanings. And 555 is particularly another one that's important today, because it's the 5th of the 5th, and also, as we were doing with the maths yesterday, 2021, which is 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 is 5. And apparently this is rare as well. It doesn't happen that often. Is that right?
Well, yeah. If you think about it, the only other time that we've had 555 with the last one was what, 2014?
Oh, I don't know.
5th of May, 2014.
Oh, 2014. Yeah. So, and I read something earlier actually, because people are posting about it, 555 today, and they're talking. I think someone said it's. Yeah, I don't get into numbers, man. I can't. Like, you just sit there and go, and then there's this one, and there's 20.
Some mathematician is watching this right now, going like listed off like 74 years.
I need to get my calculator out. Does this add up to 5?
2 plus 2, quick maths.
But so I think I saw something earlier. Someone posted online about it's a day of change and transformation, and it's an auspicious day, I guess. And really what we were just noticing is how we hadn't planned to do our first live on this day. We didn't know that it was a 555 day at all, and then we started Googling it when we realized. And what did we find, Reece?
Oh man, found some amazing stuff. Okay, so first of all, just talking about numerology, just to give people an idea, I'm not going to go too much into it, but basically it just talks about like mathematics and how mathematics, defines everything, has a pattern, right? A lot of people, when they talk about like the soul and our body and everything can be defined by pattern. And so seeing different number patterns and working with numerology can be a great way to connect with the energies of the universe, especially when we have a date that gives us a repeated number code like 555. Mm-hmm. And so 555 in numerology represents freedom, change, and adventure. Represents the midpoint of a cycle and time to make decisions. We are encouraged to forge our path during a 555 year to seek adventure, but also to use wisdom of the past to determine how we wish the next half of the cycle to play out. Let's see, think back the cycle when it ends. Okay, so the number 5 is also associated with the pentagram, a 5-pointed star that is used to represent the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, and ether, or space, it depends. The pentagram is used across many ancient cultures, religions, commonly said to represent all of creation. So there's just a deep connection of the number. So 5 is considered a highly creative number, talking about creativity. So on this 555 day, spend some time connecting with the creative energies within. Either try your hand at a creative project, use the creative energies for manifestation work. And this is what I remember reading. And I was like, oh my God, this is so incredible.
It was very much.
It still is.
It is.
And we did. We you know what? We're creating. So
exactly what we're doing. We're creating.
Created some energy. Let me tell you, I feel great. So
yeah, it's good, man. It's good fun.
So ding to that.
Oh, I like the ding. Very nice ding. Yeah, no, it's interesting, right? It's interesting. And I know a lot of people are, I don't know really what all the other numbers mean and things, but I do see it quite often, 1111 and so on. Actually looking at my clock now, this isn't quite it, but it does say 1555. So there are now 3 5s in a row on that as well. But you start to see things everywhere. But the universe is based on mathematics, right? Everything in the physical world, people work out like the patterns on flowers and nature and how they're replicated in the human, and they're like everything has mathematical patterns to it. So there is definitely something there. I don't know a lot about it, but I think it's very, very powerful when you start to really just look at, you have like the Fibonacci sequence as well, which is that exponential growth, and that's again, nature is that way. So like snail shells and certain flowers, the way the petals form, it's all in Fibonacci. And that's what we talk about when we talk about energy and manifesting, creating, is the more you move the energy in the direction of what you want, the Fibonacci takes hold, and you get more and more momentum,
Momentum,
yeah, you get growth. Exactly. Because everything is energy. You know, you were saying this the other day, that everything is energy. And really, I know we can do stuff on the mindset, and we can work with our emotions, and we can do all sorts. And I think you know, whenever I teach with resilience and development and personal development, it's always holistic as well, right? It's mind, it's body, it's emotions, it's soul. But really the crux of everything is energy, because we're all made of energy. Everything is made of energy. So most of everything that I do is just go to the root. Where's your energy? What energy are you in? What state are you in? What state of consciousness are you in? And then shift your state of consciousness, and everything else then comes from that, because that's the seed that then sprouts. So rather than trying to fix the branches on the tree, you fix the roots, which is your energy and where you're coming from. And that, I believe, is the most powerful and most effective way to make any kind of change in your life, really. So
that was, dude, you're just bringing us into the next chapter when you speak every moment of the way.
I have no idea what I'm talking about, to be honest. I was just like, take it. I don't know what it is.
And there you go, because it wasn't planned, but you're not anxious, and I don't see it anymore. So let's go back.
Totally chill.
From full circle, right? Let's just circle back. Do our quick fire again, and then close off with maybe our phrase and our lesson of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with you first. All right?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Emotion. What are you feeling now?
Chill.
Fear. What do you got right now?
Literally cannot even connect with the energy of that word right now. Literally doesn't exist for me.
Gratitude. What are you thankful for?
Crazy. Oh, magic. Sorry, I got to. Literally, when you say fear, because I'm in a different state, I cannot connect with the word. It gives me nothing. Oh, next one. Sorry, gratitude.
I think we covered gratitude. I don't know if it's changed really. I mean, gratitude was gratitude.
I'm gratitude. I have gratitude for you. I do, absolutely. And no, man, we're just that's cool.
Cool. Go.
I can't remember what the questions were.
I think we just do emotion.
Emotion. What's the emotion right now?
I'm happy. Like I'm just vibing, and just like you said, just I'm chill. This is great. Like I don't care who's watched or who hasn't. Yeah,
and didn't we set the intention at the start of this session? Well, I said my intention was to be like relaxed and chill and just be myself, and your intention was to be happy. And what did we create?
I used that exact word. I didn't even mean to.
And we created it. This is the work. This is the power. This is the magic of doing these
mind blasting.
Do you know what I mean? So what was the next one?
Fear.
What's your fear?
Nothing. I got nothing.
Literally nothing.
Actually, you know what? My fear is to not be able to do this again.
And not to feel this again. I want to feel this all the time. I want it forever.
I want to live in it. Can I go into it? Where's Rita? I think she now lives in that YouTube video that we did once.
And we're gone. I love it.
Ooh, that's hot.
What was the last thing? Were we going to do like lesson?
Yeah, so I think phrase of the day. I think we got two.
Word of the day,
word or phrase.
Go for it.
I think we've got, so you decide. I mean, I kind of like both, but I think I like the second. So we've got control is an illusion to trick our ego. And then we got questions without answers create anxiety to your egoic mind.
I like that one. I like that one. Yeah. That one works.
Yeah.
And then lesson. Are we doing lesson?
Well, I think we're doing a lesson. What's our takeaway from this course? From this course.
Oh God!
I just created as being. That's it. We're coaches now. Come join the class. classes
think
and
I'm just
sessions.
really enjoying as well. My lesson from today is we have literally just in practice exemplified everything that we're talking about and the work that we do, all of this stuff behind me, and lived it. Because we started off in low frequency, anxiety, fear. We used the tools, we went into it intuitively, we figured out what was going on and what the truth was there. And then we went into our high vibe and our good vibe and what we really want, which was us doing our thing, creative, talking, chilling. And then at the end, we got exactly what we intended at the start, which was to have that experience. And that is exactly how it works. And so my lesson from today is just to really absorb and appreciate how we are creators and how these tools and how this stuff really works. And also my lesson is just to have fun and laugh and just chill, man. Just chill. Stop trying to control everything. Chill out.
I think that's it. I think that's the lesson that I think that, I would say that people need to, whoever's watched this and watching, or the energy that we put out there, is just take that away. The lesson is just chill.
Yeah.
Everything's so hard. Life is so hard, and we make it
Yeah.
harder pretty much, I'd say, from the age of 7.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mine was pretty easy till I was like 12, but
Wow.
my life's still pretty easy. I love my life. I mean, it's not easy, but to me it is. Right now it is. But stop making it hard. Just chill.
Yeah.
Hey, just chill.
Just chill, man.
Take a break.
Literally, that's it. Just chill.
Laugh.
Yeah.
Laugh. Change the cells in your body by just laughing.
Yeah. And just sit.
Yoga one day. We are.
You can do that on your own. I'm like, there's something about that just. Anyway, we'll work on that if and when the time occurs. But that's exactly it, right? Chill and be just stop. I think that was the thing that came up for me earlier, right? Me trying to control everything. Just stop. Just stop. Like, why? Just
stop.
Just
All
stop.
Right.
Just chill.
Hey,
we're at time.
Yeah.
That went quick.
That did go quick.
Jeez.
Want to do another hour? And I'm kidding.
Dude, it could happen, but we will cut. But I mean,
we'll try that on attempt 2.
Attempt 2 at life will happen next week. Back here, same time, same tape, same place, or maybe not here. Actually, no, because we're gonna different place,
same time, different place. We'll post the links up. It'll be
put them in here in this one, and then around and all over the places and all that. Just find us somewhere and find some links, and it'll be all good, and we'll have another sesh.
All right.
All good.
I'll see you in a bit.
Yeah. Have a nice. How do I stop? Oh, I'm gonna stop. Bye, everyone. Bye.